Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Are you tired of the same old blah, 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 blah from the media? Do you like unfiltered commentary? Would you like to go back to the days when our rights meant something? Well, you've come to the right place, Crisco's Corner. The fight to get back the ideals of our founders will be long and hard. Please support the channel by subscribing. And as always, thank you for your support. Hey folks, welcome back to Crisco's Corner. Wow, I've been bitching up a storm lately and been kind of negative and down on what's going on, and I gotta tell you, this is great news. Great news. Gina Carano, as you know, plays the Mandalorian. Now, I've seen the first season, haven't seen the second. I heard the second one's better, and I heard she's awesome in it. And she also has the unfortunate, what's the word I'm looking for? Birth defect, and I say that tongue-in-cheek, that she's a conservative person. And she's tweeted in the past things like, if you want to stop voter fraud, have voter ID. And they're just looking to get rid of her. Disney, of course, i.e. Lucasfilms / Disney, same thing. Not George. He sold out a long time ago, if you remember. Not George Lucas. But she's awesome in it, I hear. I hear she's absolutely amazing, and a little bit that I've seen, she was great. And she's a former mixed martial arts fighter. And I'll tell you the truth. I know I sound like an older guy, but she is smoking freaking hot. Does it matter? Yeah, if you're a guy, it does. But she's really talented. She's really cool. She's tougher than hell. Kicked my ass easy enough. And I think she's marvelous. I've always liked her. And she got fired by Disney for taking a comparison to people in a concentration camp in World War II in Germany, and saying that they were demonized by the government for years, the Jews. And so it made it easy for the populace to chase them down. And when they started really rounding them up, the populace never did anything because they were desensitized to them being human. And desensitizing people to other people always leads to bad things. And she says, well, if we do this in a political sense, demonizing people you don't agree with politically can't come out a good outcome. And that's in essence what she said. And they fired her. And there was a big uproar. And for a long time, conservative people just went like, well, you guys suck, you guys suck, you guys suck. You got rid of her, you did this, you did that. But finally, I guess either Dailywire or Gina herself got a hold of Ben Shapiro, and they're going to do a movie with her. And she's going to produce it. She's going to be in it. I'm sure it's going to be an action movie because she's an action star. I mean, somebody smoking hot that kicks people's asses. I mean, who didn't like, what's the series there with the vampires? I forget, where she was the werewolf hunter. I can't remember her name. I know she's English. She was kicking everybody's ass. She was smoking hot. And the girl in The Matrix kicked everybody's ass is smoking hot. So, I mean, that's like movie magic. And here she is. And I do belong to the Dailywire. I have my Left is Tears mug. Thanks, Ben, for that. And this is great news. Now, I've never done this on an episode or a podcast, but here's my reaction to Gina Carano getting a movie with the Dailywire. And to make it even better, this is also my reaction to Gina Carano. This is awesome. This is awesome. Ben Shapiro compared it to the mainstream media and all the pieces of crap that are running, the progressive woke idiots and freaks. And all we've been doing as conservative people is complaining about him. But now, slowly but surely, he compared it to, we're putting together some X-Wing fighters and we're going after the Death Star. And those of you that are Star Wars people, of course, she's in a spinoff of Star Wars, knows in A New Hope, actually both and two movies in Star Wars, the X-Wing fighters get inside the Death Star and blow it up. The Empire is out their main weapon, and they weren't prepared for a small assaults, but just major assaults, and they found a way to get in and destroy it. And I am absolutely delighted. And let me tell you again how I feel. This is how I feel about Gina getting a movie with Dailywire. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely. Let me do that again because I can't help it. I think this is great. This is the opening salvo of the culture war. So John is saying you're up against a formidable opponent. They control everything. The high schools, the elementary schools, the colleges. They control media. They control cable news, 90% of it anyway. But you got to start somewhere. And this is the way you fight back. Good for you, Gina. I'm proud of you. 2 days after Gina Carano was reportedly axed by Disney in what critics alleged was politically motivated hit, they were just looking to get rid of her. The Daily Wire announced that they were partnering with former Mandalorian actress who will produce and star in an upcoming film exclusively for Daily Wire members. Now I'm a member and I can't wait for it. On Friday, the Daily Wire announced it would be partnering with Carano to produce an upcoming film exclusively for Daily Wire members. The Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams, she said, to develop and produce my own film come true. I cried out and my prayer was answered, Carano said in a statement. And they're offering a discount if you use Gina. If you go to dailywire.com and go to sign up, you get a 25% discount if you write in Gina, Gina. They're going to need to raise some money. Making movies are expensive. I was sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob, Carano said. I've only just begun using my voice now, which is freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them. They try to cancel me here. I have a small convenience store in upstate New York. I'm a former city council member, former Democrat, and I'm very outspoken conservative. And I've had boycotts, and they've destroyed my business, but I won't be quiet. I won't let them beat me. After the exclusive Deadline report broke, news of Carano's partnership with Daily Wire immediately went viral, of course, with massive media coverage of what can be described as a complete rejection of cancel culture. Give you an idea, Ben Shapiro showed that movie that just came out, which I saw, and it's really, really intense. It's called, Run, Hide, Fight. It's about an active shooter in a high school. It's really, really intense. Anyway, the Rotten Tomatoes score was 23%, I think it was, which means it really sucks. Of course, those are all the woke, progressive idiots in media. But the audience score over 1,000 reviews was 93%, over 4 times as much. That tells you what's going on. The people are catching on. Maybe this is the beginning of the end for the woke monsters. It's going to be a long road. It's like a first victory in a big major war, but you got to start somewhere. Gina Carano, Mandalorian actress who was dropped from the Star Wars spinoff of what the studio called abhorrent and unacceptable social media posts. I've seen them. There's nothing wrong with them. Said on Friday she will make a film with a conservative company, the Daily Wire. They called it anti-Semitic. That she compared dehumanizing people in 1930s in Germany and dehumanizing people you don't agree with politically always leads to a bad thing. It was anti-Semitic. Hey, Jeannie says, Ben Shapiro, one of the founding members of the Daily Wire, is an Orthodox Jew, you idiots. He's not offended. Why is it that everybody's offended about something somebody says concerning somewhere that's black or all white? None of the black people go, I don't care. It didn't bother me any. Why do they always speak for them? But I digress. Less than 2 days after Gina Carano was fired by Lucasfilm, not George Lucas, over a abhorrent social media post, Ben Shapiro, the conservative political commentator and co-founder of the Daily Wire, has pledged to make a movie with her. The Force ain't with Gina anymore, but Ben Shapiro sure is. The former Mandalorian star who was on the outs of Lucasfilm after sharing an offensive post about Jewish people on Instagram. It wasn't offensive. Announced she signed a new movie deal with Shapiro's conservative media outlet, the Dailywire. Former The Mandalorian star Gina Carano has a new gig days after Lucasfilm announced she is no longer part, and there's just a bunch of different posts. Let's see here. Carano, the actress and former mixed martial arts fighter, on Friday confirmed her collaboration with Daily Wire, the right-leaning news and opinion website founded by conservative commentator Ben Shapiro. Now, this is on the Daily Wire website. You notice they don't say far-right or alt-right. Right-leaning news. That's accurate. They're right of center. Some very much past right of center. They're just normal mainstream conservatives. Ben Shapiro's a normal mainstream conservative. He's no lunatic. He's no extremist. The actor has set up a new movie project with the Daily Wire, the conservative website run by Ben Shapiro. I'm sending out direct messages of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. See, there a little bit. I was trying to talk as fast as Ben, but I can't. The Mandalorian, Gina, who exited the series, The Mandalorian, and was banned from future Star Wars projects. Yeah, there was some spin-offs coming. And I'll tell you the truth, I'm a huge, huge Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars 10 times better than Star Trek. I'm one of those guys. I'm old enough to remember when it first came out. I'm 64 years old. I remember standing in line with my girlfriend, and later became my wife, to watch the second Star Wars movie, The Empire Strikes Back. I remember standing in line in a movie theater. It's been long gone here in my town in upstate New York. And it was a cultural phenomenon. Before Carrie Fisher, her and I are only about 12 days apart in age. I'll tell you a funny story concerning Carrie Fisher. When I was a little boy here in upstate New York in Binghamton, there was an apartment store called Family Bargain Center. And Debbie Reynolds, the old movie star, is Carrie Fisher's mother. And she was there for a promotion because one of her husbands, she's been married several times, one of her husbands was the owner of the shoe company inside all the Family Bargain Centers. So she was there as a promotional thing to get people to come and see her and buy shoes, because her husband owned the company. And I walked up to her, I remember, and I went, oh my God. And I was probably about 4 or 5 years old. And I recognized her. And nobody did at first. And she was so taken by that, she gave me an autographed black and white picture, but I had lost it years ago. And I remember she said to me, she looked down, she patted me on the shoulder, and she goes, boy, you're cute. Well, I was cute when I was little. You're cute. I have a little girl at home around your age. And that was Carrie. And she recently died. And we were only 12 days apart in age. So she was right. She had a little girl around my age. And I remember that distinctly. That's almost 60 years ago, and I remember distinctly. And I get a little choked up because I was a big fan of Carrie Fisher. She had her issues in her life, but it was amazing. Anyway, I digress, but that's a true story, by the way. Oh, where did we leave off here? I got a little tied up there emotionally. Gina Carano may have been fired from Star Wars gig, and there's a lot of different posts here. You can go through them and stop the video, where it's just, different web posts. Carano previously posted tweets perceived as transphobic, shared unfounded claims regarding the 2020 election, and has made dodgy comments regarding the Black Lives Matter protests of last summer. The 38-year-old actress who portrays Clara Dune on the first ever live-action Star Wars series was finally let go this past week after she compared the way Republicans are treated to what Jewish people experienced living in Nazi Germany. Well, that's not really true. She was using an example that over time, as government and media demonize people, over time, the rest of society becomes demonized to them as well. And it's easy to do horrible things to them if you don't think they're human or subhuman. And that's starting to happen here in the United States. It's very early stages. And her point was, listen, this is where this is going to go. So let's stop it now before it gets out of control. It's all that she said. And all the different media posts from all the different sites, just showing all of the media. The Week, Sacramento Bee, Decider, Pink News, That's why you see some of the shots there too conservative, because these are all different media outlets. The Wrap, Entertainment Weekly, Insider, New York Post, the Daily Beast, The Hill, Huffington Post. It's just CNBC, those pieces of blank. And there's the Daily Mail, of course, the good one. And USA Today, TMZ, Variety. I'm absolutely delighted. Good for you. Good for you, Gina. Good for you. Before I end this episode, I want to say one thing to those out there that are hearing this. I'm getting shadow banned here on YouTube. So anybody that can share this video, especially with this announcement, I would really appreciate it. I can't seem to grow because nobody can see me. The only ones that get notification that I have new episodes are my current subscribers, which I appreciate very much. I lost a few, but I gained some small ones too, so I'm basically treading water. I'm not losing and I'm not gaining any. And this is over 200 episodes later. I should have more subscribers. There's more conservative people out there than 490 something. So I'd really, really appreciate it. But what I really wanted to say at the end here was, this is the beginning of fighting back in the culture war. And in a weird way, Ben Shapiro is right with his analogy on the X-Wing fighter and the Death Star. It was an invincible empire, and the small band of rebels found a way to destroy it. And that's the metaphor for what he's saying. As his friend Breitbart said, politics is downstream from culture. And we all know culture right now is the woke, progressive, insanity, batshit crazy stuff. And it has flowed downstream and is now into politics. And it's true. Breitbart was right. Politics is downstream from culture. So we have to go where the source is. The point I'm trying to make is all you conservative people out there, or just fair-minded people, even you liberals out there, hey, the old school liberals, I have no problem with. The two liberals on the Dark Horse podcast, Brett Weinstein and Heather, I don't agree with 90% of their political views, but they're reasonable, intelligent people. And those people I invite as well. We have to make this stick. Try to sign up as much as you can for the Dailywire. It's great. You would get a lot out of it anyway, but they're going to use a lot of this money towards this new movie. Movies are expensive. And then when it comes out, please watch it, stream it, pay $5, $6, $8, whatever the hell it costs. I mean, it's just a movie. You pay more than that to go to the movie theater, which we can't go to anymore. Help support this, because this is a launching pad for the fight for the culture war. And it's a fight that we can win. It's going to be long, and it's going to be hard. It's very much like the American soldiers in the American Revolution in the beginning. The odds were way against them, and it looks like they're about ready to destroy themselves and just disband. And then Washington did that daring raid across the Delaware to the Hessians, and it perked up the movement and kept it alive. Well, we've been cruising along, limping for a long time, fighting the culture war. Now we have some weapons. Granted, they're just X-Wings against Death Stars, but you got to start somewhere. We'll find a kink in their armor, and we'll slowly but surely turn the tide in the culture war and at least be competitive against it. And so I'm absolutely delighted. I think the world of Gina always have. Now I'm like a huge fan of hers. She's like my hero now. And good for you, Ben, and people at the Daily Wire for having the foresight and intelligence to pick up the ball and run with it. So this is a very, very happy episode. And lately I've been pretty down on what's going on in Washington. But this is certainly long past due good news. And until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.